Yeah. Hello, good people. I'm sure glad to be here with you again today. It's another hard hat edition of the podcast. And why is this so? This is because Nigeria, my beloved country, is at a crossroad. Nigeria is at a crossroad. Militants are trying to hold the country by the jugular. These guys are getting more and more brazen by the day. Initially, when this started, it was seen as a local problem of the north, the northern part of the country. The extreme north, yes. Northeast, northwest, no. But now, they're gradually coming down south. They're gradually coming down south. How is this possible? How come? How can this be happening in Nigeria? Nigeria that has this track record of going out to countries where they're having issues and then helping to solve the issues militarily. I believe you all know, remember Ekomog? Nigeria led Ekomog. Went to Liberia, stayed there for a while, and then brought peace to that country, to the war-ravaged country. But some will tell you this is a different war, a different kind of war. You are not fighting trained soldiers that you see. That this is a ragtag army you are fighting. They are mixed with the civilian population. That you cannot really say who is who. But then, this has been going on for more than a decade, more than 10 years. And they are getting bigger and bigger by the day. The other day, a brigadier was killed. The brigadier general of the Nigerian army. And nothing has happened. And it was in the news. It was in the tabloids. Personally, I think that was not good enough. There are some news that I believe shouldn't come out. Even when they come out, they should come out in such a way that you don't celebrate the victory of the enemy. The way it was written, the way it came out in our tablets, the way it came out in the news, it's like it was celebrated that those guys got that picture. The brigadier and his team were ambushed. According to the story we heard, they were ambushed and then the guy maneuvered one way or the other. And he was radioing for pickup, safe pickup. He used WhatsApp, used his phone. We are told WhatsApp is end-to-end encrypted. So how was his message? How did his message get to the hands of the enemies? They used his WhatsApp to track him, to track him. His call for help was used to track him. Was this guy sold out? I think we need to know Was the guy sold out? You should know. This should not be swept under the carpet. Initially, the Nigerian army denied that the guy was in the hands of these guys. But at the end of the day, his death was televised and was sent out. Sad. I remember very well in this same country, Nigeria, my beloved Nigeria. My beloved Nigeria. I remember very well a town called Odi, the riverine community. The riverine parts of this country, they killed some policemen during President Obasanjo's time. I am sure they will never do that again. I am sure they will never do that again. It's not like I support state-sponsored terrorism, because that's the way some people see it. But then you make examples of some people or some situations. They killed his policemen, and the army was sitting there. Wow. Wow. People started running helter-skelter. The damage that was done to Odi. I'll never be forgotten in the history of this country. Yes, years later, the federal government was made to pay damages. I understand initially the court told them to pay about 30 billion or thereabout. Is it 30 billion or 3 billion? Not very sure now. Anyhow, what they were told to pay, they ended up settling out of court and they paid about half for the community. But without bring back the destruction, without correct the destruction, then will they do that again? Tell their children, they will tell their great-grandchildren the story of what happened. Don't do this. Now, in the case of these guys, initially they were called herdsmen, Fulani herdsmen. It was between cattle rearers and farm owners. But no, this is not it. This is not herdsmen matter anymore. We have gun-wearing people in the forests coming out to abduct our students, to abduct our women, to abduct our girls, to abduct people in churches, to abduct travelers on the roads, even in daylight, not at night. These are not armed robbers. These guys are not armed robbers. They're armed, and they call them ISWAP. It used to be Boko Haram. Then all of a sudden, you have so many of them here now. They even fight amongst themselves for territory. And Nigeria is watching. And Nigeria is watching. Some say the government is trying. No, I don't think the government is doing enough. Personally, I don't think the government is doing enough. The country is becoming more and more dangerous. More and more dangerous. It's no longer safe to move around. And I even have a question. Is the country technically at war? Because that seems to be the response of the federal government at the moment. Is the country technically at war? One, they will do all police escorts to VIPs, saying that They don't have enough policemen. They don't have enough policemen to face this particular issue, to safeguard communities, especially far-flung communities. Two, they have now thrown recruitment into the army open. They are calling for recruits. They are calling for people to join the army. By no other person. This came from no other person. The President of the Federal Republic, my beloved Federal Republic, President Tinubu. Now the youths don't seem interested in the army, at least at this present moment. They don't seem interested. The argument is when there are openings at central bank, juicy positions, safe federal government establishments, did they throw it open? Answer is a capital N-O. That one is about man past man, or who you know, influence, money, sweat and blood before you can get in. But now, the Nigerian army is wide open for all Tom, Dick, and Harry. If you want to join, as long as you're of age or 18 and above, please come. But will we now say because the country is this kind of crossroad, people should not join? If we don't fight for our country, it's going to fight for the country for us. He's going to help us. We need to also roll our sleeves and take our country back. I remember very well during the time of President Jonathan, some said the man was clueless. That was what was used to campaign against him. It was not this bad. So if you said he was clueless back then, so what's the situation like now? And some of those who led the assault on the man then are the ones in power now. I'm sorry, but current President Tinubu also said the man was clueless. And part of his campaign, whatever, was that he was going to take out this security headache. Former President Buhari, God bless his soul, also said he was going to do that. But what happened? Nothing. It's getting worse by the day. Now, President Tinubu is here, and he's asking people to come join the army. If you ask me, what is the solution? I tell you, it's multi-pronged. It's not just one solution. And I was listening to former President Obasanjo the other day. I think it was just last night. He said, if we cannot do it alone, if we cannot do it by ourselves, we're a member of the international community. Maybe we should call for help. Maybe we should call for help. Even I. Initially, when President Trump said, made it look like it was something against Christians. Only Christians were being killed. They were coming in to help Christians. My position was no. Don't want to put on ground. They can help us through other way. But if they rephrase, if they change this, and make it what it is, call it what it is. We have armed groups in the country and we want them out. We want to help us take them out. Not that they're killing Christians, like they're not killing Muslims. No. They want to help us take them out. I have nothing against it. I have nothing against it. If you're going to have foreign boots on our ground, why not? We've done the same too. Like I said, we helped Liberia the other time. We led the West African Coalition to help Liberia. So why can't we accept foreign boots on our ground? With clearly defined goals. Clearly defined. Come take out all these armed terrorists. And for a long time, we played politics with this thing. Even the Senate only recently called them what they really are, terrorists. And they passed the notion that death sentence should be given to them. Still that pass, it's just death sentence. Before they gave them a different name. Technically, shielding them. But now, everybody's feeling the heat. Everybody's feeling the heat. They're not sitting up. But there's this story. Allegedly, that some people brought them in to come make the country ungovernable if they lost an election that was about taking place back then. But they won. So after winning, why couldn't they send them back to where they got them from, if it is true? And if it is true, some people brought them in. Who are these people who brought them in? Can they be rounded up? Can they be asked questions? Personally, I think they should be arrested and tried for treason, treasonable felony against the Federal Republic, if it is true. Here we are, 2025, December. People are very scared. The other day, list came out for young Nigerians to go on National Youth Service. People have always been scared to go up north since this problem started. But then, they were extra scared this time around. I know 1 or 2 were going to Nasarawa. I know the mental torture I was under until they got there, until they got to their camp. Even at that, buttons are being pressed to get them out of the place. ASAP. Because you don't think after sending children to school for 5 years, and some militants just take them out, unalive them. No. I don't think any parent is praying for such. They just have to find a way. Nigeria has to find a way to take care of this. Nigeria has to find a way to take care of this. President Tinubu has to find a way, and a practical one at that, to take care of this. If we need to invite those who have the experience, who have the superior firepower, who have the political will to take these guys out, why not bring them in? Why not invite them in? We shouldn't lose our countries to these guys. We shouldn't lose our lands to these guys. We shouldn't be afraid to sleep with our two eyes closed in our country. So, my good people, I pray that the solution is found and is found quickly before it degenerates into full-blown war. But the handwriting is on the wall. The handwriting is on the wall. God bless Nigeria.